Or like that means that you have that table on lock and you're in control.
That's an excellent point. When I was a server, I wanted to do everything. So I would tip out, but I just said, listen, unless I need you. I mean, of course, you don't make it all the way through service without it. But I want to run my own food. I want to do my own bread. So I kind of know where they are. I know they're ready for bread. I've got. Yeah, you look up, you're like, yo, hey. I wasn't ready for that. You know, they're not there yet. So I want to get my drinks down. I want to get that first appetizer already coming. I want to get that nibble and nosh. Because we really want to get that first one on the table before we get into salads and get into soups. Then the bread comes in, then you're on. Then it's on.
And it's also when you're doing bread too, you gotta think like, does it make sense to give people bread while they're still looking at the menu?
Otherwise they're gonna fill up.
Yeah. Bread is still food that they're eating. And we want them to eat. Okay? So you put that out after you've gotten your order and it's set. Stuff like that. That makes sense? It's like a huge difference. Okay. So we have our check back, and then what happens after that?
Move the plates.
Move the plates. Yes, Josh. Yes.
After everybody's finished.
Yes.
Do we start with the ladies for that as well?
Yes. You start with the ladies, and what side do you go to? Say it again. What?
Right.
Right.
Move from the right.
Yeah.
With your
Sorry.
right.
Thank you. All right. Clear from right. Now all the plates are gone. All the silverware is gone. What do you need to do? Crumbs. Get everything, every little bit from the meal that's taken place, or anytime you see like a glop of anything, or a glop of sauce, or crumbs, or anything, you want to get rid of that. That table should be pristine from start to finish. Also, it's like very frustrating when you are out to eat and you put your arm in your own mess. Or at least maybe I'm speaking from my own experience. But please, just help.
It also saves you time in the long run because that way the crumbs don't end up on the floor and you have to sweep and do stuff after they're gone. Like,
Yeah. Keeping it tight, keeping it clean. Okay. What next?
3 weeks.
3 weeks? What did you say?
3 weeks.
3 weeks. 3 weeks, good. Something that you maybe want to do before you remise? We are not there yet. We're going to assume that that we have a first course and second course.
Grab another round of drinks.
Yeah. Offer another.
Very good. This is a key moment because sometimes when you are in between your courses, it feels like nothing is going on. I guess we'll feel attended to in that moment. Once everything's clear, it's like a reset. You're building that anticipation. Ask them if they'd like another cocktail or wine. It means that something is happening in this in-between stage. Also, that's when people typically finish their beverages. And it's best to get a glass of wine down or a beer or a cocktail before an entree arrives. Okay? From a money standpoint, these are revenue generators. Because if you think, like, let's say for example that a cocktail is $10 and you have a 4-top. So you suggest and you recommend, and everybody at the table gets a cocktail. Without tax, that's $40. That's on your check, okay? Now, in this moment, in between, and I'm asking you, would you like to share a bottle of wine? Would you like a glass of wine? You know, whatever. that's another, ideally, that's another $40 that's on top of my check. I'm not doing it because I really want to add 80 additional dollars to my check. I'm doing it because people are thirsty. I want you to have the opportunity to pair whatever wine or beverage you have with your food. Have the opportunity to have everything together. Does that make sense? Part of your responsibility is to go for this. Don't ever feel weird or dirty offering another beverage or offering beverages or offering a bottle. This is why people come out. Is that good on that? You really assume and take the sale.
What brand of water are we selling again?
Mountain Valley.
Mountain Valley still in sparkling?
Yes. And we did talk a little bit about it when we are discussing options and we have like 3 options. You sandwich the least desirable option in between both ones that you want. So for water, for example, what is the least desirable option? Tap water. So what did you say?
I was just gonna say, offering water. One of my pet peeves when I go out is when someone says, "Would you like tap water?"
I'd say ice water.
Ice water.
So it's within that ice water. You don't want to say. I mean, some people have jokes of like, "Give me the scoopal juice."
Scoopal punch.
Whatever. When you're introducing water, for example, or if somebody is ordering not a specialty cocktail and they're ordering a martini, and you're talking about gin or vodka preference, it applies to both realms. Sandwich the least desirable one in between. So for water, would you like bottled still, iced, or bottled sparkling? It's just a flip, but it stacks the odd in your favor that somebody is going to identify with the option that you want. For a martini, you ask if they have a vodka preference. We have to figure out or sit down on what our wells are. I'm not sure what they are. But let's say, it's like, would you like Tito's Absolute or Grey Goose? You see, I'm still putting out that well option for you, but I'm also giving you some choices. So that's kind of how you can address that with people. Invite them to try something different. Also, it lets them know if they don't know, we can do some stuff. Let's find your favorite vodka. Let's find your favorite bourbon. Let's find it. That's that opportunity.
Can we also just make clear at some point what can be split in the kitchen and what can't?
Yes. Yeah. Let's focus on
at some point.
Yeah. We'll go over the menu and really break up each ones that are great sides for this or. This is great to share, like those crawfish fritters. Thank you. I was going to say crawfish hush puppies, but I feel like that's not even remotely right.
Because ideally, the kitchen's never going to want to mess up the art of the plate that they have in their head, but sometimes people really want their something divided because it's just important,
I think that.
Yeah, like shared plates.
For most people.
It depends. Yeah, and it depends on the dish. Like obviously the fritters, they're already shareable, and like the salads are usually easier to just divide. But yeah, you're not going to want to do that with the red fish. But
Well, yeah, I would assume that we treat our dishes as they are.
Mm-hmm.
If somebody's really pushing for like, well, I really need this salad split,
right.
then we'll split it. Of course, we'll split it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that we want to try and guide people to the way that we are presenting food and talking about food. But maybe it's as simple as putting like shareware button or something like that in that modifier to like at least assist in that.
Yeah.
Yeah, good things to think about. Okay. So I really wish these were longer.
Got a lot of them now.
post-it board has been really good to us. You guys should all be set. All right, so we have our rev gen of asking about another round, doing a bottle. Sometimes people like to start with cocktails and then they'll switch to wine for their entrees. Just be ready for that and create opportunities to address that. Okay? Also, I'm sorry to go back. When dishes are being cleared, you want to aim, you don't want to stack dishes on the table. Also, you don't want to get to the place where a guest has an opportunity to stack their plates for you. That means the guest is working, and that's not cute. Okay? It's kind of this moment also where we show you, oh, I got this, and you can't do this. I'm going to pick up everything on your table in one swoop. Aim for 100% clears. Okay?
Wait until everyone's done.
Yeah. You'll be able to tell if somebody, I mean, when I'm done eating, I don't want my plate in front of me. But that's also, I mean, that's me. But yeah, typically you want to wait. It's polite. Okay? All right, so you have asked for cocktails and you are remising for entrees. What do you need to do after you've mised for entrees or before you've mised for entrees? This is a technical question. Mechanical. What do you, servers, what do you actually need to do before or right after you've mised your table?
Fire.
Fire. Yeah. Fire your second course. If for any reason you have fired your ticket and you're going on 15 minutes before your entree is there, you're in the danger zone and we need to be involved. Okay? That's a matter of communicating with chef, looking at fire times, talking to your guests, whatever needs to happen to smooth it over. 15 minutes is honestly like, that's too much. That's forever. That's half an hour.
In the case of that, how are we going to be like in the sense of how we're like extra long for the times that that happen? Like sending like, I'm sorry for the wait, here's something on my phone. Like if it's way too long.
Well, if it's way too long, then that'll be something that we decide. But we will be, I mean, whatever it takes.
Okay.
Whatever it takes. And if it's a matter of like maybe a thing of side of pickles or more bread or a cocktail or a taste of something, or maybe we go over and, hey, you interested in bourbons? Maybe it's that strategy. It's whatever we need to do. But you need to be aware of your timing and what it feels like. 15 minutes for an entree, you're in danger. You are so cold. All right, so we fired second course. What happens next?
Get them wasted.
What? Get them wasted?
They get their course.
Yes, they get their course. Totally different. Yes. So the same thing. I want you to tell me what runners need to do. From not a runner. You have it. Tell me.
Yeah, they serve their food.
Yeah. To the correct table, correct position number. Ladies first, moving clockwise, serving to the left.
You have to serve ladies first. I mean, that's kind of difficult in itself.
True. True. I take that back. If you can, if it's a two-top.
Seat one.
Well, I mean, you can't change the seat positions.
I'm saying like if well, yeah, you can.
Right. I would just say like if it's a two-top and they're on a date, you can control
That's
Even if she's two.
that.
yeah.
But Yeah, I apologize. That's too extra. You're absolutely right.
Like 6'7" the only girl in the
Yeah.
Everybody's she's gonna be so disappointed if you don't. Like, I'm the only woman.
Serve me first. All right, so we'll just go in order to the correct table number and position. That's too funny. All right. So we have our food delivery, and then what next?
Check back.
Check back. This is not a situation where you're hiding from your guests. It's not a like see but can't be heard kind of situation. We want you involved. People need to feel like you're there. Okay, so I want you to ask specific questions too. Specifically about the dishes that they have. Also, as we're new, right? We're trying dishes. We're understanding kind of how the flavor profile comes in with us and why it is the way that it is and what makes it delicious. That's where you start on doing your check back of, oh my goodness, that corn soup, weren't those crab beignets bananas? I weren't like the texture of it. It was crispy, but it was soft. It was so. Did you like that? Get specific with it, because sometimes too people need the vocabulary to answer that question. What next?
Good place.
What'd you say?
Good place.
Woo! Josh! Clear the place. With 100% aim. You want to aim for 100% clear. And sometimes you have to figure out which plate you're putting all the silver on versus the plate that you're going to stack on. Strategic. You got to make these choices. Okay. What next? Crumb. What were you going to say?
I'm ahead of myself. I was gonna just bring this over.
Oh,
On
no.
top of the crumbs. Okay. So it sticks to the bottom.
I've always said if you have to aim on your table for like around, at least in my case, if you have to aim around avocado or guacamole, like you haven't cleaned your table. You need to clean your
I
table.
want to see what you
Yeah, if you're about to put
or making myself sound like a disaster. Like we're like scraping whole meals.
No, I'm talking about my own. My last restaurant I was working in, not my mess.
They're making a mess.
Like, I just gotta see this. Take a picture next time.
Alright, I worked at a Mexican restaurant, okay? That's why I'm talking about guacamole and salsa. Anyway, if you have to aim around stuff on your table, check yourself. Yeah, like that's not cute. That is not cute. Okay. But you're right. I'm not as
much
much
of
of
that
that
to me. Like just my new menu underneath like my shit, and I'm like,
Yeah.
do it. I flipped
Stop.
off the table. Like
Yeah.
you're sweeping this later.
Jeff needs 10 more minutes from Lavu, for Lavu, before he's ready.
That's fine.
I figured that you like me, you're like, no problem, Bill, it's time. No problem. Here we go.
Challenge accepted. Because we're not done. Okay. So we crumb. We put dessert menus. We hand dessert menus to guests. This is also an opportunity when you're enhancing an experience and you're building a check. Don't throw this moment away. Make suggestions. I haven't seen our dessert menu yet, but I pick something on there. Say, oh, you know, this cobbler is outrageous. It's so decadent, so fresh. It's game changer.
Do we have any dessert wines or something like on the menu? I'm trying to find.
I don't think so.
Okay.
But I don't know. But we'll figure out what things you can pair with what.
Okay.
Yeah.
We do offer like coffee, tea.
Oh yeah. So when you hand dessert menus, this is when you're going into your dessert spiel, if you will. Okay. So you're making a suggestion. So you make that suggestion of what they are, you know, of that dessert or pie, you know, whatever that may be. And then while you're leaving them to think about it, you need to ask them, would you like any coffee, tea, or after dinner drinks while you look over the dessert menu? So I'm putting in another opportunity I'm assuming a sale, and I'm giving that guest an opportunity to say yes, I would love an after dinner drink or coffee or whatever. So that gives you something to do. If you can get a coffee order right here, that's going to ease the pressure for you on creating any coffee drinks that you need, delivering it, running a check, like really smoothing out the end of that meal. This is a catch for yourself. Okay? Because also think about it, if somebody is saying, oh yeah, I would love tea. You got to do tea service. You can go get the tea service ready and talk about desserts, you know, as that transition when you come back and you've done stuff. Think about all these things that you need to ask or address. Think of it as an action that you're performing tableside. It's a function to smoothly get to the next step, because that's all about it too. You got to get a good flow going. All right, so we'll go, once our coffee and espresso machine is installed, we'll go like real deep and get you guys making cappuccinos, lattes, espressos, any type of espresso drinks, tasting it, you know, doing that. We'll define what this looks like for you, okay? In the meantime, just know that this takes place. If somebody, you're going to ask if they would like dessert. Also, there's a quick difference between do you want and would you like, in terms of how that feels to somebody. If somebody says, like, sometimes we're told, like, you shouldn't want what you want and you got to feel bad about wanting something. There's like a guilt thing that's involved. If you flip the switch into would you like this, suddenly this is about you. Do I want it? Would I like it? I'd like that. It loosens people up a little bit. So, would you like dessert? If they are sharing, you need to put share plates out. Okay. So they've gotten their dessert. What needs to happen? Check back. Anytime anybody gets anything from us, we need to make sure that it is consistent, it's right, and people are enjoying it. Nobody leaves unhappy. Nobody leaves unsatisfied. And I personally don't believe that you don't win brownie points for suffering. If you don't like something, I want to know that you don't like it, because I know that I can find you what you like. I know it. Okay. All right, so they have eaten, they've been checked on, they are going to be what, Josh?
They're their plates.
They're their plates.
Woo!
And servers, if there's a time that you are like, well, I really need this table cleared, and maybe an SA is in a different area or doing something else, who's clearing that table? You are. Totes. Essex. And that's kind of part of the reason where, like, anybody in the service industry, typically they have nice arms. It's because they're lifting, they're clearing, they're stacking. Exactly, men. Exactly.
So just do that one.
Exactly. Yeah, like just. I mean, whatever you can just put in there, definitely.
Flex, that's your
Yeah.
flex the days.
But seriously, be accountable. If your table needs to be cleared, clear it. Okay? This is just what we need to do. Okay? Then, once they've been cleared, what needs to happen?
Crumb.
Yep. Crumb. And
Ask you if they want anything else.
like. Okay, so if we leave that open of, can I offer you anything else this evening? No. Then what do you ask?
We ask if they're ready for
You ask if they want to join us in the lounge for the next set.
Yes. Ask them if they want to enjoy the next set in the jazz parlor.
Actually, we were told yesterday that it was going to just be one show for everybody.
That's it, that's
For us.
Yeah, I think there was some confusion about that. There will be one show per person for the national acts when they're sold out. So on a normal night, if people want to stay, they're welcome to stay, provided there is room, and they'll pay a fee, another fee based on that same set. So someone else told me that too as well. I think I talked to Ryan.
Are there going to be like multiple bands, or is there going to be?
No, yeah, someone asked me that question as well. Sorry for not being clear. So, it'll be the same band per night, but it'll be different bands every night. Does that make sense?
So I'm sorry, can you actually repeat a little bit of that? So
Sure.
if they're dining with us,
Yep.
what is the transaction happening?
If they're dining in the dining hall,
Right.
what happens?
Yeah.
You ascertain the information that they want to join us for jazz. We'll elect a point person that'll be deciding how this gets sat.
Okay.
It'll be essentially a waiting list created for the jazz parlor. It'll be more than likely 9 times out of 10 Ryan. He'll be the point person, and so we'll get the information to Ryan that table 12 wants jazz. And what Ryan will do is he'll prioritize who gets sat, because hopefully we're in a situation where we're not able to seat everybody. And we're going to give preferential treatment to folks that are in the dining hall. The home run experience, obviously, is people go to the trifecta, they come in, little Bodin action, come down to the dining hall, little Pablo, and then they come in here and they do the whole experience. So that's that's the home run that we're able to sell the concept to everybody. So in order to encourage that, we're going to give priority to you if you dine in here, and then we'll go from there. Does that answer that question?
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to get a sense of how it's going to work with the hosts in the front.
Sure.
If people are coming and us at the tables
Yep.
offering, and it just not
It's going to be a
turning into
mess.
this.
It's going to be one big. It's going to be one big mess.
All right.
Yeah,
It's
I
kind
mean-
of like the first point of just like assigning people to their, like the first stop.
Yeah.
And then trying to figure out how we offer a third stop in a way that makes the most sense. And I don't think we'll know that until
Right,
we do.
Yeah,
and just
we're
not overbooking without you
Yeah.
know, like that.
We'll be communicating
yeah,
for sure.
In here?
Yeah.
Well, this is not booked. This
No,
is on a
but-
first come first served basis.
Right, but even with that, like if someone's walking in and we have availability, but then someone offers their table that seat at the same time, and that kind of clashes.
Sure. I mean, what would happen in that specific scenario? In fact, Jeff's ready for us, so Labu will come in, or I'm sorry, that would be more of an open table thing. Open table will have an iPad back there, and the iPad will show availability. And then what will probably happen is Ryan will be master of that open table, and he'll take that table off availability. So the
Right.
front can look at it all green, go, just go right down. If it's not, if it's all being held, which they'll probably be held on busy nights,
Yeah.
and then Ryan will dole out. The front will get a